Ezrium Paltiata Yodhe Vodhe. Ezrium Paltiata Yodhe Vodhe. I behold the healing nature of the divine radiating through me and activating my heart chakra. I behold all of the beings who surround me with their love and offer me their spiritual support. I reject those not of the divine host who want only to control me or have me control others. Once I have surpassed this temptation, I can see clearly enough to behold the all-penetrating divine eye, which continually watches over me, whether it be from the divine host or directly from the powers of renewal and transformation from the Supreme One. I see in this vision how the divine is guiding me and directing my every action. I lack nothing because you have helped me and I am no longer alone. And automatically, the sacred in-breath and out-breath comes into a higher alignment as divine grace begins to flow in, coming from the highest celestial realms of light, from the Shambhala worlds, the crystalline worlds, the paradise worlds. In this communion of saints, there is a great gathering, all coming together in this sacred singularity as the children of light upon the earth who have not forgotten, have gathered and have chosen in the world of choice to be in this sacred moment, in this sacred now, to align into the depths of their higher heart of compassion and unconditional love, which is what brought them into this incarnation, into this three-density world, into this moment, their boundless capacity to hold light and love. Each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath is holy. And as we breathe and allow this divine grace to flow in and through us, in the remembering that each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath, we breathe the breath of Brahma, we breathe the breath of God. And as we allow this to move in and through, love that is unconditional, without measure, in the highest celestial realms and frequency of the absolute worlds, the divine oneness of Creator, anchored in love and the limitless light, in a resonant field being held as the consciousness of humanity expands and moves into higher frequencies of the light, piercing through illusions and delusions. And in that striving from the children of light upon the earth who have not forgotten, so too the ascended realms reach out. And there is that great point as they step down their energy, as we increase our energy, where the alchemy takes place, heaven on earth. In this in-betwixt is a frequency that is the alchemy of unconditional love. And as we breathe each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath, as we focus on the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love, we can feel and sense the movement of the Holy Spirit moving in and through and around for those who open their heart to the higher frequency of unconditional love and have walked their path to move through the challenges, through the distortions, through the imperfections, through their personal affairs and challenges to reach the point where Jesus the Christ had said the path is narrow, and narrow it is, but here we are. And so we know that we are not alone as the agencies of the radiant ones, ancestors and saints, all coming into this divine sacred singularity to uplift the divine collective, to uplift those who have forgotten their role as the great guardians of the sacred earth, who have forgotten their power and who they are in the radiance of divine light. For those who have forgotten the cosmic Christ, the divine Maitreya, that brings forth the perfect balance and the higher peace. And so we breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath for all those in their deepest of hearts dreaming, pray for peace and relief. And so we hold the capacity of our higher heart of compassion that is boundless to hold all those who are in despair, all those who are suffering, all those that are praying for a miracle in their life. We hold this divine energy between heaven and earth as we work together with the radiance of those radiant beings, the ascended masters, the angelic forces, the star beings of light, the one divine collective of the Mishadai, the family of light. We anchor this energy as the ones that hold the resonant fields of the great earth, Gaia, and all of her life, to be the great containers of this grace and love that flows in through us. As we bring this in as the resonant field of the hierarchy of life, coming together now, expanding our hearts and our ability and consciousness to be of the greatest, largest, and widest container, portals of light, to flow and anchor in this special time, the gathering of saints from all levels of consciousness awareness that is the expression of the one source, the divine, El Elyon, the Most High God, Divine Mother, Divine Father, the Divine Shekinah Holy Spirit, the Christ Maitreya, the highest of the high, flowing in now as the saints, as the light workers, the wanderers, to those who pray in the depths of their hearts for peace, for love to prevail. That it is this yearning, this path that each and every one who is earshot have on the highest level promised to do what it is that they've come here to do, as they feel now the energy flowing in and through them. The nervous system begins to accelerate, as does the electron spin of the atomic and subatomic levels, as we relax and release into this unconditional love. As we begin to align into our divinity, the source of who and what we are, as we allow this divine grace and peace to come in and flow through us, as we continue to expand our awareness and consciousness, to be containers of light and love, holding it for the collective unconscious of so many who are in despair and who suffer. So many that are praying for a better way and who have forgotten. But we are one sacred humanity, dispersed in this planet and throughout, that we are one divine collective, and we hold the energy of the great Adam Kadmon in the higher Zion worlds, the New Jerusalem, anchoring it upon the sacred earth, moving it out into the human kingdom, and moving for those who are praying their heart's prayer, who are concerned, witnesses and seeing and feeling they are hopeless and that there is nothing they can do. We hold this grace for them as they remember who they truly are as radiant beings of light, as they come into their own unfoldness and awareness, that they begin to tap into their cosmic memories. They begin to move beyond the gravitational pull of the planet and move into the cosmic Christ consciousness that begins to flow in and through them and into their heart, unlocking those key codes that have been dormant for so long. We shine our radiant light, that they are able to receive the brilliance and the memory of who they truly are, and that they step into their awareness as Christed beings and align themselves with the courage of walking that path of righteousness, of coming and going beyond limitation and fear and challenges, and knowing as they get to the other side of that, there is the resurrection and the rising of the phoenix. And so they become empowered and aligned in the cosmic memory of their own divinity. And as we hold it for them, as despair begins to loosen and a sense of courage and awareness begins to rise, as a sense no longer being alone, but finding others in the same resonant field of ascension. We breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath, and we hold this sacred space and container, a container that flows in the divine sacred codes of the upper worlds, the paradise worlds. Indeed, as Jesus the Christ said, my Father has many mansions. We put a protective pillar of light around each and every one. Each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath is a sacred prayer, piercing through the illusions and the delusions, the miscreations, the misalignments, bringing back the divine cosmic coordinates, the crystalline energies of Christ consciousness, moving upon the earth and into our own crystalline matrix, combining heaven and earth through the children of light upon the earth who have not forgotten. Each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath is conscious and a prayer. And in that prayer is where the divine Shekinah Holy Spirit moves through us. And moving through us as the great containers, moving through the sacred earth, moving through the divine sacred kingdoms of the sacred earth, moving into the crystalline kingdom, moving into the depths of the earth, reprogramming and programming the original thought, the great Eden tree, now beginning as the flower of light, expands activated into the crystal kingdom, aligning once again with the original thought, the great Eden tree, a new Genesis, a new golden age upon the horizon, envisioned by the children of light. And this energy, divine grace, flows into the plant kingdom and the symbiotic relationships of the plant kingdom in its root system, in symbiotic resonance, moving through all the kingdoms as the basis of both the animal and human kingdoms in a symbiotic relationship as the original Eden tree, bringing once again the new Genesis. And as we breathe the holy in-breath and out-breath, as we hold this sacred container, we can feel and sense our own nervous system as the great communication of heaven and earth into this Eden tree. As we hold the sacredness and see that the limbs begin to grow as the leaves turn to the sun behind the sun behind the sun. And through our own nervous system flows through us, in us, and into the core of the sacred earth, expanding as the flower of life in all directions. We hold this sacred space as divine light codes from the upper worlds, the cosmic Christ, the divine Maitreya, the highest vision for this sacred planet and beyond, is embraced by the radiance of light, held by all those here in this moment through the undulating waveforms of unconditional love. As it ripples out into the cosmos, moving beyond the sacred earth, moving indeed into the great sun of Helios Vesta, and the sun behind the sun of Alcyon, and the sun behind that. And in this sacred moment, the higher divine codes comes to purify, to balance and to heal, to purify, balance and heal, moving past, present, and future. We see the expandingness of the crystalline matrix in the form, the flower of life, moving beyond and cannot be contained. And yes, it is the gathering of the radiant ones and the children of light upon the earth, holding this container of heaven and earth, bringing forth the healing, the balancing, and the cosmic memory once again, to move beyond limitation and come into divine sovereignty, and moving forward into the great ascension, holding it for those who have forgotten, holding it for all beings. As we attune into this higher frequency of limitless light, unconditional love, no longer are we bounded by the gravitational pull of the earth, but beyond the earth. We flow into the cosmic Christ divine Maitreya, moving beyond limitation and boundaries, remembering our capacity to hold light is boundless. And we are boundless beings of light. And the unfolding continues to happen, bringing forth once again higher awareness and cosmic memory. Holding the perfect balance and the anchored peace. Hold your positions. Make note of the energy that is flowing through you for those who are attuned. Intend in dream state to hold this frequency for the sacred planet. And although we could seemingly stay in this presence forever, the thought of the return does come. And as such, the great radiant ones begin to draw in their electromagnetic field as we know to draw in ours, slowly and methodically. Make a note of the frequency energy we experienced, continuing to hold that in our dream state for continued sacred work. We look once again at the alchemy of heaven and earth as we begin to step down our energies with the intention to be fully back into our physical, mental, and emotional bodies. And on the count of 3, we will plan to be back, awake, alert, and fully grounded to our sacred earth. 1, 2, take a deep breath in. And 3, we are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.